Okay, I started playing the trumpet in 7th grade, and when I went to my first day of band, the teacher told us, you have to be able to buzz with your lips like this. And he made some buzzing sound. My teacher was a good trumpet player. And as a young kid, I tried to copy that sound by holding my lips tight like that. And I was able to achieve an okay sound pretty quickly, like this. So that got me through the first couple of years of band. But when I got into 9th grade, I wanted to be in the jazz band, and well, sometimes the music went higher than that, and I wasn't able to play the notes. I mean, at all. So I started to push. I just started to push a little harder, and I could get up to G or maybe even A in 9th grade. So. You hear that? You hear the strain, right? It wasn't comfortable at all. It feels pretty bad. And then on into high school, and you know, it just the struggle continued. We had music that went up to C, and I just I made it happen by just forcing it out, pushing, you know, the lips, the mouthpiece into the lips. And people would give me tips on, you know, blow harder and lift your tongue and things like that, but nothing I did seemed to help. I eventually stopped playing the trumpet when I got braces and started playing the baritone. When in just after high school, I just stopped playing. I didn't play anymore for a few years went by. And then when I decided to become a band teacher, I went to talk to the college band director, and I said I played the trumpet in high school, but I played the baritone too. And he said, we don't need any baritones, but we need a French horn. So I ended up playing the French horn in the band, doing an okay, passable job, not excessively good, but passable job on the French horn. And eventually a friend of mine sold me his trumpet, and I wanted to get back into trumpet, and I thought maybe this time if I really, really try, I'll be able to get that range. And I took private lessons from the teacher at the college, and the range just never showed up. It was never there. And worked, and eventually I just had to quit the trumpet because I was clearly not going to be able to play the literature needed to graduate from college on the trumpet. And so I ended up taking guitar and graduated from college that way. A couple of years go by, and I'm teaching middle school band, and I run across this book called The Balanced Embouchure by Jeff Smiley. And in the book, he shows a couple of exercises and ways to play the trumpet differently. And the first one is he calls it a rollout. I'm going to tip this way. You put the rollout, let's play it like this. So, really rolling out the lips. And you work on that one for a while and do some exercises that have you bringing it up into regular playing pitch. That gave me an entirely new feeling about what my lips could do playing the trumpet. And eventually I started dragging that up into higher notes, and some of them really high, a lot higher than I could play before. I can't always do it, and so I probably won't show it today, but sort of like that. And I was able to play some higher notes without really pushing and without the struggle and the difficulty. The second exercise that Jeff Smiley shows is called a roll in, where we basically make the red part of our lips disappear, let a little cushion happen underneath the lips, and you get this. Well, there I was at a standstill because, I don't know if you can see this, but right there, when I do that roll-in thing, the center of my lip causes the lips to stop to buzz. And I couldn't do it, but I could do it on the side, so I started rolling in on the side. Let me get that roll in exercise. And the idea here is you start in, and as you come down, you gently roll the lips out, and then eventually learn to go up and down, rolling them out and up, and thus the balanced embouchure. You're able to play that way. Only ran across this problem because I couldn't play it in the same place, and so kind of stuck. So I end up with these 3 different ways that I can play the trumpet. My original way, the rolled out way, the rolled in way over on the side. I'm going to play a little piece here called Air for Band by Frank Erickson. It's a great band piece for middle school band. I'm going to play the first little bit of the trumpet with my original embouchure. And if you're a middle school band teacher and your kid plays like that, you're going to say, that's great. But when I get to the next section, after a couple measures rest, I have to play this. Okay, so I'm barely able to reach that G at the top of the staff there. And again, if you have someone who plays that in your middle school band, you'll say, that's passable. We can deal with that. But after a little bit, my lips are going to run out and I can't play that G anymore. I damage my lip tissue by pushing the mouthpiece in too much. And there are 2 problems with this embouchure that I started out with when I was young. Let's show it again. Problems are, this bottom lip is held firmly against the teeth, like a clarinet player. In fact, I found out that I'm a pretty good clarinet player. Might be a lot better if I had all my fingers, but I've learned to play the sax and done pretty well with that embouchure. So that's one thing, is the lip is solid, it's not flexible. And the other problem is this top lip is directing the air straight down. I can feel the air coming right down my chin there. See that? So the lips aren't matched evenly. They're not blowing the air out straight. This one's underneath, this one's on top. So let's take a look at those 2 passages with my alternate playing. So if I'm going to do this roll out thing that I can play high easily, sound like this. See how my lips are set there? Okay, that's the first section, easy. And then we'll go to the next section. So you see what happens there is the upper range is really easy. I mean, I don't feel like I'm struggling at all to play that, but it sounds not great. It's kind of brassy and in your face. Okay? So the over to the side, rolled in thing, we're going to get this. Start again. Something happening there. Okay, not the greatest. But it's a lot mellower sounding. The brassiness is out. And then we're going to play the upper section with the rolling. That's how I'm keeping that kind of rolled in. So a lot mellower and not really too hard to hit those G's. Pretty easy, really. Only thing is, I'm really reaching the top of what I feel I can do there. The rolled out thing, I feel I can go a lot higher, and sometimes I have, got all the way up to G above high C. I know now that it's very difficult to change your learned and established embouchure to a different form, and the amount of difference that it makes is I mean, a little tiny difference in your lip placement can just totally change. Take this, rolled out. Okay, so I mean, if you had to play, if you're a high school player and you can play up to high C or D, that's great. You're in good shape. Maybe in college you'd want to go, if you're a lead player, certainly you'd have to play higher than C or D. But you could get through a lot of, most of college literature if you could get up to a D above the staff. One of the things I learned from the Jeff Smiley book, The Balanced Embouchure, something he did called zips, and that's where I discovered that I could play much higher, easier, but brassy. So you need to be kind of approximating notes up in the high range there. So the question is going to be, where do I go with this? I've been trying to do a kind of a mix of those two embouchures, the rolled in and the rolled out. And it's pretty tough. I'm having a hard time making it work for me. I'm either able to hit really high notes with a brassy and icky tone, and also you notice the articulation was rough, it's not so good. Or I can play okay with the roll in, but I feel a definite, like there's a limit to how much I can play, how high I can play, and how long I could do it for, because the muscles here are getting kind of worn out. Play that one more time.